I am the Red Cyclone! Ah!
Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better Elsewhere podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Mark with the mic.
What is going on in this quarantine time?
I don't have to bring it up all the time. They know what's going on.
I want to let them know. Stay your ass home.
True that. Wash your hands, stay home.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Good news this week. Lots of stuff still coming out. If you are a person who likes to purchase games digitally, there will be no disturbances in what you can purchase. I know last week we had Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal. But this week coming up, specifically the 3rd, is Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Yes.
The only thing I heard being affected by the current circumstances in the world is the physical edition in the EU, because they're probably going to be short there. It would listen, I'm not paying. I'm looking at the page for the if you want to purchase it now, if you want to pre-order it, you still can. They are taking pre-orders. I believe they're from, I think they're the actual Capcom selling them.
Yeah, the collector's edition they're selling.
So if you want to spend $180 at this time, you can get it, and it comes with a Jill statue, and it comes with a box. That's probably the coolest thing about it. I wish. See, here's the thing. If the box had played the save room music, I would have been like, I'd be on the fence. I'd be like, I know there's impending doom, but that box though, yeah. As it is, it's just the case to hold all the stuff, which is the collector's art book, the box for the game. I don't believe it comes with the steelbook though. That's one of the things I'm not liking that. If you've been following the trend of steelbooks recently, they've been coming out separately from games now. Movies have been doing it for a little bit, but games have jumped on the bandwagon, and now you can go to like Best Buy and you can just pick up steelbooks for like $10.
Yeah.
I don't like that a lot of these collector's editions don't come with the steelbook. Like, what?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's one thing that's got me on a little like, because the thing I like about editions is that they typically give you the standard edition. They give you, now there's always a digital deluxe, which is like, it's the same price as the standard, but maybe you'll get the soundtrack. But I do like the choice when a company says, okay, if you don't want the crazy expensive one, but you do want something cool if you're a collector, there's usually a steel box edition that comes with the extra piece of DLC for games. You know what I mean? Not so much anymore. Like that middle edition is starting to go away.
Yeah.
It's like it's starting to now just be digital deluxe and the big fancy one.
Yeah.
And that sucks. So, I mean, that's that. I don't know why that's the trend now, but besides that, it looks cool. So if you've got $180 to blow, Jill Valentine is there for you to purchase her in all her new glory.
Yeah, she looks like Natalie Portman now.
You know what? A little bit. Actually, a little bit. I don't know what the voice actress looks like, but that was the trend recently.
Okay.
If you don't know specifically, Capcom has been doing the thing since Onimusha 1, I think. If you're the voice actor or voice actress for a character, they typically model the character after your face.
That makes sense. That's what's did it too.
I'm talking about what's way back then.
Yeah.
I'm talking about PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah.
But that's unfortunately with certain people's likenesses, it would get them in trouble, because like some of the movie stars, specifically the guy who was, I don't even know if he was Jubei, but he's the main character for Onimusha 2. His face.
Yeah.
They can't. So from what I heard, I don't know if any laws have changed.
Yeah.
But they couldn't redo that game because they didn't have the rights to that guy.
Okay. Because the first one and the third one is the same guy. Is that Japanese actor?
Yes. But the third one has Jean Reno. Now, I don't know if there's any problems with that. General Noah's still alive. Thank goodness. Because he's the professional.
No,
But,
he actually was happy with that game, so I don't
Uh,
see bad juju with them.
no, I haven't heard anything recently. So I'm just
Yeah.
wondering because the Onimusha remake was actually a thing.
Yeah,
That came out, I think, it was either last
On the
year or early
Switch.
last year.
I bought it,
No, it came out on everything. It was on everything.
but I got it on the
So,
Switch.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to put out the information out there
Yeah.
for people to listen. So it came out on like PS. I think it was on PC as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but I
PC,
definitely-
PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
So yeah, and also because it was one of those games that was way back in the day, there were only 2 ways to play it:
Yeah,
PlayStation 2 and Onimusha Gimma on Xbox.
yeah, it was on Xbox. I forgot about that.
And so there was an entire generation that those games weren't playable.
Are we going to get
So-
a new Onimusha game? Because I actually loved the first game.
From what I know, that one actually did so well. So I don't know.
I actually really liked the first game. Like, I remember the first and third games were the shit.
Well, that's really fun.
I really liked the game.
The combat system got refined over the years. I think the main complaint about 3 was that it was too easy, but that's in part because the combat kind of evolved to a state where it was like you could kind of just fuck everything up in a good way. In a good way.
With the light-
I don't know about 4. I don't know about 4. 4 broke the tradition because the original character is completely made up. He's not, anybody.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember him. He's the guy with the gold hair with the horns.
yeah,
And that's the 4th Onimusha game. Unfortunately, the last one.
yeah. I don't think I ever played that one.
It's actually okay. It has the combat of 3. There's a few tweaks in it. The really cool thing is it is, I believe I thought you had to beat the game. I'm not sure if there's codes for it. You can unlock Guile and Cammy.
Okay.
And the moveset changes, which is really cool. So you
Okay.
can play as Guile like Sonic Bulls. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. So
Well, with
yeah.
the likes of games like Nihil and like was that the Sucker Punch one coming out?
Ghost of Tsushima, I believe.
So like with the style of those games coming out and stuff like that, I feel like Onimusha.
I mean, that's what
Yeah.
Capcom does. They test the waters. They
Yeah.
usually put out a game to see if people want it,
Yeah.
and then if it does well, they'll try to make it. That didn't work with Darkstalkers, R.I.P.
Yeah.
But hopefully it works for Onimusha.
Yeah, I hope so. So talking about Onimusha, the guy that was the base of the first and third one. Have you ever watched the movie The Returner?
No, I have not.
That movie is so cool.
And what year is that from?
I'll say early 2000s.
And that's what, like sci-fi?
It was a Japanese time cop.
Japanese time cop. Really? No, I have not seen that. Well, now that's on my list.
Really good movie. And then when you see the guy that plays the Returner, you're like, oh shit, Onimusha.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
He was also in
Absolutely.
House of Flying Daggers.
That I did see. Okay.
That was him.
Was he the one in all black?
Yeah, he was one of the main stars in it.
Yeah, but like I know they are all color coded. Now.
Yeah, I think he was like in blue and shit.
So he was the blue guy. Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember. I saw there was a blue, there was black, there was orange, there was red. Like they all had specific.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was related to like the dynasties. I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool.
House of Flying Dagger. So I'm actually want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in like a blue or purple and black outfit.
Purple and black.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember who he was.
Yeah.
That was a cool movie.
Forget his
See, I kind of like that period of martial arts movies, like action-ish, because there was like a real renaissance in like the cinematography of those movies. How you know how back in the day, like kung fu action was like all shot the same way,
Yeah.
and then they got fancy with it after Crouch the Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
So like that movies in that time period were still getting a little different.
Yeah.
With like the drama mixing with the action. It was cool.
Yeah. They don't really like highlight those things anymore. They used to you would be able to see it all the time back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, that was like early 2000s, right?
Yeah. I sent you the
Huh.
I sent you the cover art of Returner.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
Oh, I've seen the cover for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is perfect for me.
What else? Seeing that everything, the way everything's going on right now, Hasbro started a YouTube channel, and
So were they putting announcements on it?
so with their YouTube channel, they just put every single episode of G.I. Joe.
Oh,
you
it's
can
not
watch
even
for
the
free.
figure game. It's actually about the properties that they own. Wow.
So G.I.
Wow.
Joe was the first one to get a full treatment, and you can watch every single episode of G.I. Joe on Hasbro's YouTube channel.
Now, what GI Joe is this? Because if I'm
original.
not mistaken, okay. Because like, aren't there more than one GI Joe series?
Yeah, we don't want to talk
Like,
about
there's
that.
two, right? There's at least two.
I think there was 4, maybe 3. There was G.I. Joe Siege. There was G.I. Joe Renegades, which was when they started making the toys all brolic and fucking steroid up and
Believe
shit.
that?
And then they had the original G.I. Joe.
Okay. So, but now you can watch the original
Yeah.
GI Joe. All right, good.
I heard they're actually working on getting all the Transformers next to be on there as well.
So going from the original.
Yes.
Okay.
Talking about G.I. Joe, I just got the Snake Eyes in from the Hasbro Classified series. And wow, that's a beautiful, like the way the box is fucking sick. I gotta take like more of a detailed picture for you to see it, but the box is like a black and it has like that fucking signature, the insignia all over it, and it's black.
As in
and-
like the Joe's.
no, he has like it has like a portrait of like a Japanese like dragon shit on art, and it's all over the black box, and the black box is like a really thick box. And you open it, it has the figure on the side. It has like a weapon rack, and it has like a meditation like weapon rack and shit. It's pretty
Wait,
cool.
so it has the old school one where you pop the weapons off?
No, it's kind of all the weapons are kind of separate. It's not like old school in that sense, but the figure looks cool. I know a lot of people are complaining about the figure because the pants are like kind of a brownish.
Oh, they're not like he's not jet black.
Yeah, so people are complaining about that. But yo, I looked at it's a freaking dope figure. I was like, wow, that actually.
Let me know when
dope,
the stealth version comes out.
right? And then I
'Cause
saw.
I don't know if you remember those. They had the color change if you put it in the fridge.
Yeah, I had Snake Eyes and I had Storm Shadow, and I think I had this one guy called Slice.
Broke his leg, straight up. First day I got him. Damn it. Because he was not a regular GI Joe.
Yeah,
Well, the first one. Because I'm sure they made more of those.
yeah.
But when they first made that, it was oh yeah, squeeze his legs and he does something.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I squeezed his legs, maybe a little too hard, maybe it was just cheap,
Nice to
and the leg popped off.
Squeeze his legs. It would cripple him.
You know what? It was written in Cobra Commander's handwriting. All right. That makes perfect
See
sense
Cobra
now.
Commander on the side, like, ha ha.
Yeah, exactly. He's the one that sold it to me in the store.
Fucking Cobra Commander, that evil bastard. So we're talking about G.I. Joe again. The classified, they just introduced. I think you sent you the pictures of Destro.
No, oh wait, okay.
The Destro looks pretty dope. Like, I
See,
kind of
I
want
don't
it.
know what I'm thinking of. I remember the silver head.
Yeah.
Yes.
I kind of want it. I like the way it looks. I think his head should be more shinier. That's just me.
He's less shiny. He's not as shiny.
No, but I think the whole suitcase with the Cobra Commander symbol and things like that. I'm like, yeah, I might actually get Deathstroke because I like the way it looks.
What? Hold on a second. Breaking news. Well, I mean, this is like 2 days old. The Resident Evil Resistance beta is actually taking place. When is it? Oh God, is it this weekend? Oh, don't tell me I missed it. So I just want to bring that up because I forgot that comes with the game for free.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, anyway, as you guys said.
Yeah, so they showed Destro. Destro looks pretty dope. I might actually have to pre-order him because I like the way he looks. I don't like the other G.I. Joes. I don't like Duke. I don't like Scarlet. I don't like Roadblock.
Yeah, but I remember the pictures we were talking about from the Toy Fair podcast, and yeah, they didn't impress me.
No.
He was the only one that looked really cool.
I think if they do a series 2, if Cobra Commander, I probably will get Cobra Commander, but only if he has a changeable head. That you can put the silver head piece and then the cloth head piece.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. I was thinking like as long as they just make him wear the original suit,
Yeah.
don't give him like the later generation suit when they change it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I like the thing about certain things like G.I. Joe and whatnot is like I don't need you to update the representation of it because it was all dumb bullshit anyway. It was never realistic. So I can't to one end, those figures that we just said that I don't find too impressive. I kind of don't mind them as much because at least they're a little faithful.
Yeah.
They just don't look special.
Yeah.
But Cobra Commander, like he has an iconic look. Him and Destro kind of have iconic looks.
Yeah,
so
and I'm very happy at how they did Destro, so I'm kind of leaning towards that one. But I would like to see Cobra Commander, Storm Shadow. I would like to see.
What about Baroness? He's not in there. Usually, it's like.
I would like to see her too. She's not part of this set yet.
She's usually arm in arm with Destro.
Well, then again, they had Scarlet, so I think they have one female per line. So the next line will have.
Who?
Baroness.
Oh,
Scarlet.
No, I was thinking who else could they put as a female? The other twin.
Lady J.
Lady J is who?
She's the other military chick.
If
you know who Scarlet is, you don't know who Lady J is. It's one of the two.
Yeah, I know the name though. That's the thing. I just don't remember the face.
They also had the female ninja that Snake Eyes was training.
I don't remember that character at all. I do remember. Was one of the twins female or were they both guys?
They're both guys.
Yeah, so I don't remember. I just remember Baroness. Yeah.
That should be a 2-pack.
I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, you got the twins, like a 2-pack. Oh damn it, they're the same figure.
Ain't there like 8 G.I. Joes anyway?
Yeah.
There's like 8 of them. Just make all of them. Stop playing.
Well, there's a lot of characters. It's just that I don't think they're used to doing all the characters.
Come on, man. You said a lot. Name 5 that weren't in that pack. That aren't already made. That are not bad. Good guys only. Name 5 G.I. Joes.
Beachhead, Shipwreck.
Hold on. Beachhead is which one?
Beachhead is the remember in the movie, the G.I. Joe movie, the one that was training them? He had like the green mask.
Oh, okay, that sounds familiar.
Firefly. The Cobra Troops.
You can't count them. They're bad guys. Only good guys.
Only good
G.I.
guys?
Joe.
Oh, good guys. Okay, so Shipwreck. But
Shipwreck, I know from the tiny hat.
Yeah. The basketball player, I can see them doing. I forgot his name.
Do you remember the see?
I don't know his name.
If you can't remember the name, you gotta cut them out. I'm trying to make a point about how forgettable they all are.
That is true. There's a lot of them that are forgettable.
You know what I'm saying? Think about the.
All right.
Think about this. Just think about this thing. This is the point I'm trying to make, and it's actually kind of funny. The number one thing you remember about G.I. Joe are the bad guys.
Bad guys were cooler.
The bad guys were cool. They were awesome. They really were awesome.
Well, good guy, Storm Shadow.
That's about it. Storm Shadow, Scarlet.
Because there's a bad and good. Scarlet is already made.
Like that's the only ones you remember though.
So all right. So Lady J. All
right.
Lady J, Beachhead, Sergeant Slaughter.
Okay, Sergeant Slaughter. That's my bad for not remembering him. How dare I?
Flint.
Hawk.
Yeah. Hawk was the original general. He was the guy that was over Duke.
Was he also a big blonde dude?
Yes.
Okay, I do know what you're talking about.
Ripcord.
Who was Ripcord?
He was
was he the one that came with the parachute?
Yeah.
Because I know how they named it, but I remember them from the toys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to find. I gotta find the name of the damn basketball player, but I named more than 5. So there you go.
It's true. It's true.
But it's more. But honestly, with this G.I. Joe line, I think I'm looking more at the villains than I'm looking at the heroes, because the heroes are very generic looking. Like most likely, like they're they're kind of like generic looking characters. But I do have my favorites that I would like to see in this series.
Okay. I got you. Whistle Pinto.
Who's the guy with the damn dog? That's the one I'm looking for now. There's a guy with a German Shepherd that had like a football.
Okay.
Stalker could be one. Stalker was like a camouflage like sniper and shit from G.I. Joe's.
I think I had him. Was he green and black or was he a different color?
He was green and black and he had like camouflage on his face.
Yeah, okay, I actually had his figure.
Yeah, there's quite a few, but more. I think there's more on the villains that I want to see, like Cobra Commander. I want to see the Bat. I want to see Zartan. I want to see Crimson Guardian. I want to see the Star Viper. Kind of want to see Baroness for sure. I would like to see the different versions of Cobra Commander because he had like 3 different versions, but only count 2 because only 2 of them were good. The last one I didn't like.
Well, what about the movie one? Didn't he turn into a snake in the movie?
Yeah, in the cartoon movie. Yeah.
The cartoon movie. Yeah. That'd be cool.
The twins could be something. Gun-Ho is another character they could do.
Yeah, okay.
Storm Shadow could be one that could be both a good and bad because they had the bad version with the Cobra symbol on him, and then you had the good version, which was the black and white one.
You know, I think they need to slow it down now. Get the ones that really matter, because once you start getting into them other ninjas after him, that's when you're going too far. I know you know the ones I'm talking about. There's a purple one with a Vega mask. There was like I think a black. There was one I had that was a good guy that had his head wrapped up. That had like the little sheep thing on the back. It was all black with green. Like that. Once you get into those guys, that's when it was like, all right.
Yeah. But yeah, Destro looked dope though. I might have to get it. Moving on.
What they come out at? What's the price at?
Like $21.
Okay.
I got the Snake Eyes in. Like I was surprised it came in like this fast. I thought it was gonna be some more time. I got the Lightning Collection Wave 4 in, except for Trini. Trini's the only one that hasn't come in yet. But I got Jack, Rocky, and Blaze. They look pretty cool. I haven't really took pictures of it because I have them in the closet. I don't have space for them just yet. But my plan is to get 2 display cases, and I'm thinking I'll unbox them. Only them 3.
But only after you get the case, though, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They stay in there until I get the case.
Do you know what kind of case you're gonna get?
The DTOF that they talk about on Major Wrestling Pod.
And what are those? Those are like the see-through squares.
Yes.
Okay, with the lights and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you can put lights in it. It don't come with the lights.
Okay. Yeah, because listen, you need. Well, you know what the interesting thing about a lot of figures is they don't come with play sets anymore.
Yeah.
Or like, there was a time period. Do you remember like a few of the Marvel Legends would come on like a wall and something else?
Yeah, like Punisher had like a.
Yeah,
so you in like asphalt and shit.
Yeah, so you could stand them up on something and then they'd be in front of like something else.
Yeah.
So like, it's just interesting that just went away. But then again, I will say that typically turn into the piece to make another figure.
Yeah.
So I get that you had to sacrifice something, but I would like that. Like if you gave me a little piece of the scenery to put the figure in front of, and then put that inside of the case, that would be cool.
Like NECA sells their backgrounds, like they have in display. I would like to get that for the Turtles.
You mean like the
background scenery shit? Yeah, I would definitely like to get that.
So what is it? They make the rooftop?
Yeah, they make the rooftop.
Gotcha. Do they have the sewer, or does that not?
No, they don't have the sewer. I know they got the rooftop from the last scene in Turtles 1.
Yeah, I remember that.
That whole thing with Toko Razor, how they displayed it, I would love that back shed.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'd take that Technodrome that has all those figures.
Yeah.
Why not?
But I can see them doing more with that.
Has any figure started doing big playsets? As in, maybe of an iconic thing such as the Technodrome that opens up?
Not
like
as
recently.
I know. I think Batman, they did a Batmobile for the Tom McFarlane Batman. I think that was the only thing that they really did. Like, I know that NECA hasn't touched any of the vehicles or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing who's gonna, if anybody wants to do those anymore. Is there any money in those, or are they just too expensive?
I think they're
Because
gonna
I
be
think
big.
about it. Because I think about it in recent time. I only mean recently. The most popular of that type of thing is Cloud.
Yeah.
Because they redid the Cloud for new Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the. Did you get the one? Because I don't know if you're a fan of any of that stuff, but did you mess with any of those back in the day? The specifically the Square Enix brand of figures.
No. I've seen them because of Low Steven, but I've never.
Okay, that's like the only one that I went all in for, the big one.
Yeah.
But that was only because I was there on the last day of one of the conventions. It was like the last it was the last anime convention before Comic-Con ticket, and then now it's back, but it was the last one before that.
Yeah.
The last day they had it for $50, and I'm like, you know what? There's no way I'm gonna find it for cheaper than that. So I just bought it, and it's like the super detailed figure they had back then, but it came with this huge ass motorcycle.
Yeah.
From the movie. So recently,
I know Hasbro did it with Ghost Rider.
Which Ghost Rider?
The Cosmic Ghost Rider, they just came out.
Really?
He comes with the Cosmic motorcycle and stuff.
And it's like, what's size of the figure is it?
It's like the regular 6-inch. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool. I like that. Did they ever make a car for the other one?
No.
Because that car was cool.
That was cool. Like the muscle car? No, they never did the car.
That was a cool design for Ghost Rider. I like the art for that. I never really read it, but I like the art.
I think there's people that will buy the vehicles if they actually would make the vehicle first, like the NECA cartoon turtles. If they would do it like a turtle van, the way the cartoon was, I think there's a lot of people that will buy it, but they don't know if it's going to be like a very popular thing.
I wouldn't go crazy, like, and make a whole bunch of the vehicles. Like, I wouldn't make that plunger thing with the toilet seat. I had that.
I think the ones that you make are the ones that have been seen on the show.
Yes, or at least that are iconic. You make the van, blimp, and one other thing,
See,
right?
the blimp, that's the one that's like.
But you could.
Well, are you gonna make it inflatable, or are you just gonna make a big piece for the that make it look like inflated?
How dare you? You should make it inflatable. So
I have the blimp. I hated it because the fucking balloon leaked.
Okay, all right. So listen. Let me level with you here.
Yeah.
There's been at least 20 years in balloon technology. So I'm trying to pitch you the idea here, man. Come on. So I always think they should make balloon things that come with figures out of balloons, and I'll tell you why. Just in case you're ever lucky enough to get some helium.
Yeah.
Just in case you ever go to.
Well, now you get the helium. Like you can get a small thing of helium.
Isn't that dangerous though to have in the house?
Well, you're mainly buying it for like a birthday party, unless for yourself you're just gonna buy it to fill.
People inhale that and make funny voices. That's dangerous.
Don't inhale it.
This is true. You're right.
And then you're gonna be next week on the cast.
My voice is stuck like that.
Like, what you do? It popped. The helium's all over my house.
I tested it, and it went all in my throat. So they said I have to wait 2 weeks. Sorry.
Like, I'm here with Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I used to love that show. I used to love the intro to that show. That show wasn't that good. Alvin was an asshole.
Yes, he was.
I will be the first to admit that shows like that probably influenced a lot of the boys who are now grown-ups that that are dicks. Because if you think about shows like Alvin and the Chipmunks, there was literally always one popular character that was a straight-up asshole.
Yep, and that's Alvin.
He was the main character. What
Alvin.
a dickhead.
Theodore and Simon were the smart one and the hungry one.
He was a dickhead, and he always was but was getting the attention of Chipette, and it was just like, man, he's an asshole.
Yep. But Chipette was an asshole too.
You see what I'm saying?
They're supposed to
Bad all around.
they're supposed to get they're
What?
supposed to get like fucking like they both had like the girls were the same exact as them.
Yeah, you right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Simon had like a smart one and all that shit too. So it's funny. It's dumb. But yeah, that's what they do.
Other amazing things that happened this week. Not at all negative. Do you have PlayStation VR?
No, I don't.
Guess what? You couldn't play it anyway. You have to have the expensive VR to play this. You got to get Oculus, I think, Quest.
Oh, for the Half-Life?
You want to play Half-Life, Alex? No, I don't think you need the highest end, but you do need Oculus, I believe.
I've watched gameplay of it and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, man, it looks cool. It looks actually very cool. I will be honest though, because I haven't been a PC player, I never got to really play Half-Life.
Yeah.
I do, and maybe I should do this for channel. I do own the orange box for Xbox.
So you own it to yourself to play Half-Life?
Yeah, I think it's both. Do you remember if it's both games?
It's both.
I should play through both of them.
It's both, and then it's also the Portal and Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Half-Life was a beautiful game. I got into it. I'm not like a super fan like everyone else is, but I see the quality and why people are a fan of that game.
Did you play around with the cool thing of 2, the gun?
Yes.
Okay. Is it cool?
Yeah, it's fun. There's a lot of like combinations and things you can do with that gun, and you'll have fun with it. Right. I think it's a game that you should definitely like experience. I think you will really enjoy it.
Okay. But like, this thing has been basically one of the trifecta of things setting the world on fire, because I've seen nothing but really positive things.
Yeah.
For a VR thing. Like what?
I think IGN gave it a 10.
I wouldn't be surprised, because I've seen people. I understand. It's almost like Final Fantasy VII Remake, in the sense that people knew something was coming for years, and had just been waiting. Except with Half-Life, it wasn't a remake project; it was something new.
It was 3.
And I know people are probably like, "Fuck," but the other part of this is the messaging that Valve gave about continuing the series. And so realistically, fans have no reason to be mad at them, because the one thing that they quote is they always said they weren't gonna make another one until they felt that technology innovated in a way that they felt they can tell the story in a different way.
Yeah.
So they waited till VR came out, and you know what? You can't say they bullshitted, because good on them, and they did it.
Yeah, they did a good job.
And yeah, apparently it's a good job. So I'm definitely interested in this. I'm not gonna buy the probably $1,000 PC and the $800 headset. Yeah. To play it, but I will be living vicariously through others, because I do want to watch some reviews, and maybe like somebody does like a little quick look of it. Maybe I think there is one from Giant Bombs if you want to check it out. So, but that's a thing it's kind of a major thing.
Yep.
Couldn't pick the worst time to come out, but hey, guess what? People are inside, so you know what? You got something to do.
Exactly.
So,
and now we go into our movie review.
Yes, sir.
Of Shazam.
Shazam.
This will be the last of the DC EU until you see Birds of Prey when it goes down in price to rent it. Or free. So we'll wait until then, but we'll do a review sometime down the future of Birds of Prey. After this review, we are going to go into video game movies.
Oh boy,
we do love to torture ourselves.
Well, listen, hold on. Are they? Can we qualify them? Can they be animated, or do they have to?
Live action movies. Yeah, the animations are gonna be they're gonna be a little spoilers to us. They're gonna spoil us a little bit.
Cause I was gonna say Street Fighter the movie is free on YouTube.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good animation ones like Street Fighter 2. You get Street Fighter Alpha. You get the Resident Evil CGI ones and things like that. They're all pretty good.
Man, Ada Wong fought the president. What the hell?
There you go. That was a great movie. But you had a lot of the CGI ones. That's the reason why Final Fantasy VII is not included in this list, because it's not live action.
Yes.
So we're gonna go through the live action ones.
Unfortunately. I mean, well, fortunately for
There's some honestly, there's some that I have not watched in such a long time that I'm like, it might not be as bad as I remember. Like Mario Brothers, I'm like, I might actually find enjoyment in that movie.
Okay.
Might not be a lot, but I might. Yeah.
I won't put it against DC.
Yeah.
They made a valiant effort. Not all of the movies are trash, so I'm happy. Cause I didn't want to just sit and watch trash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's not starring Nicolas Cage, I'm not trying to watch it.
Yeah. So we are going to do our review of Shazam. I'll give you a little synopsis of this movie, and then we could go from there.
Who is Shazam? He is the original Captain Marvel, or is he? Okay.
He's the original Captain Marvel. He was a character before DC even bought him. DC bought him out and then named him Shazam because.
What's the name of that? The original label. You remember?
Let's see.
Wasn't. Because I'm trying to remember, like, he goes back, I think, to the 40s or to the 30s.
Yeah, he's older than DC.
So, like.
And then DC bought him out.
But I believe because they bought that entire line. That's the thing. I don't remember what the name of the line was.
So Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam, is a fictional character appearing in American comics, originally published by Fawcett Comics.
Fawcett
Comics, currently published by the DC Comics. Yeah, artist C.C. Beck and the writer Bill Parker created the character in 1939.
So he's like literally on the cusp of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Captain Marvel first appeared in Viz Comics number 2, covered February 1940. Published by Fawcett Comics, he is the alter ego of Billy Batson, a boy who, by speaking the magic word Shazam, the 6 immortal elders, Solomon, Hercules, Atlantis, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. That's pretty much his name, the power he has with his name.
Man, those are all what are those? The Greek
gods, yeah.
That's one-sided as hell.
Yeah. Can transform himself into a costume adult with the power of a superhuman strength, speed, flight, and other abilities. The character battles extensive rogue galleries, primarily Dr. Silva, which is the main villain of this movie, Black Adam, which the People's Champ is going to play, and then Ministry Mind.
Now, I had a few issues with this movie.
Okay.
Number one, why the hell is that guy who was the bad guy always the bad guy? That guy in every Mark Strong, that's his name.
Yeah.
He is in every movie as the goddamn villain.
Except for Kingsman.
Okay, you're right.
All right.
I'll give him that.
Here's a little thing of the 2019 movie. Shazam is a 2019 American superhero movie based on DC comic character, produced by New Line Cinema, distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures, and it is the 7th installment in the DC Extended Universe, directed by David F. Sandberg, from the screenplay of Henry Gayden and story by Gayden and Darren Lemick.
What the hell?
The film stars Asher Angel as Billy Benson, a teenage boy who can transform into adult superhero, played by Zachary Levi, Mark Strong, Jack Dillon, Gazer, Adam Brody. Yeah.
And why the hell was what's his name? Digimon Hanso. Why the hell is he in that movie as another, like, just a damn? It's like he's always this all-knowing and wise character. Oh my god.
Yes.
That ridiculous ass beard was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually comically funny. Like, I know it wasn't intentional, but his character made me laugh.
Yeah.
So especially the second time when Billy got down there and he was like rushing. That's
So the movie released in April 5th, 2019. It was about 2 hours and about 12 minutes long. Did a good job in the box office. Made $366 million throughout its feature, so it repaid itself. So yeah, that's Shazam. So, what do you think of this movie?
Well, I mean, I thought it was a fun movie. The first thing, like I said, I just saw some movie tropes, and I just thought that made me laugh. The villain being who it was, Jimin Hanso being who he was in the movie, made me laugh. The humor hit in the movie, and whenever it happened, I liked the lighthearted humor.
Yeah.
Most of the characters were actually just really good.
Yeah.
I didn't. No character in this movie was like, this is bullshit. Made me go, oh, he's really bad. All the actors were actually pretty good in their roles and stuff. So nothing stood out to me as like negative, like Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot of comparisons to the supposed top of that mountain because of the characters in that movie.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, it's just, I told you earlier, it did not feel like it belonged in the universe in a good way.
Yeah. So,
but the one thing I will say, if you told me that movie and Aquaman were in the same universe, I would believe you. It just feels like more alive. And I'm like, okay. I like it.
Yeah, that's one thing I got from this movie as well. Like, it has heart. It was the first one that's more towards a family movie than it is as a regular like action DC superhero movie. It went more to our family movie approach.
It was more of a, you could bring your early teens children to watch this movie.
Yes.
It's PG-13.
Yeah.
And there's legitimately death in this movie. It's not gory, but people just die.
Yeah.
From the moment the villains take over, like start doing their damn thing, that guy just kills people.
Yeah.
Just like right up in front of people, just murdering people. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit. So we start off with the villain pretty much in the car with his father, and he starts seeing these symbols on his like crazy 8-ball.
And I like how they did that. I didn't really get that he was the villain at first.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and then they did the whole rigmarole. They introduced you to the concept of Shazam, the wizard, the pure of heart, and the people who are tempted, and you get to see what happens when somebody's tempted.
Yeah, so it kind of gave his power in a nutshell, and how he would give the power and how he would take away the power kind of thing.
And the one thing that made him a villain, unfortunately, is what you don't say to children. You don't tell them what they can't do. Yeah. Because the wizard says you'll never be pure of heart. And that basically sent that dude on a spiral to find his way back there, but not in a good way.
Yeah. And then we go into...
But they do have a really traumatic scene.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's framed, but it's almost framed in a way where it feels like they want to make you feel bad for the kid at the exclusion of his father. Yeah. Who's an asshole. But I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. You don't want to just see a dude get hit by a truck. Yeah. And fly out of the car like that. Like, it was kind of like, I got mixed messages from that scene. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what threw me off of the sense of him being the major villain. Yeah.
So, I agree with that. Like, it kind of just gave you like, okay, do I feel bad for that guy going through the car? Not really. You were a dick to your son.
I felt more. Yeah. They kind of made you sympathetic from the beginning to the kid. Yeah. So.
And then we start off and we get introduced to Billy Batson, and he's wreaking havoc through the streets of Philadelphia. Stealing the cops.
From the cops.
Stealing the cops' fucking Philly cheese sandwich.
He locked them in somebody's pawn shop. I was like, damn, that's dirty.
Yeah, and you see, like, he's kind of like a loner and kid and stuff like that. You kind of see he was abandoned. I want to point out,
they give you, again, story-wise, they give you a reason for him doing his dirt. Yeah. He steals the cop's car to look for his mother. Yeah. The address he's looking for is he's trying to find his mother. Yeah. And that's kind of his main plot. Like, Billy Batson's main plot. Yeah.
So he gets caught. He gets put in a foster home. They adopt him. A family was willing to take him. They're known to be a foster home for a bunch of foster kids and stuff like that. It seems like a really big, happy home. But he's a dick to them.
Yeah, but he's consumed by finding his mother. He doesn't want, because they say he's ran. They find there's little details about it sprinkled throughout the movie about his personality. Yeah, like he's not just bad, but when you put the strings they give to you together and stuff, and it kind of ties up nicely at the end, but it all leads to Billy's real motive is I trying to find my mother.
Yes.
They play the what were they in? The theme park? No, the carnival. Huh?
Yeah, the carnival.
Yeah, it was a carnival. They play that scene happens first, right?
Yeah, the scene happens first before they get
Yeah, where the mother and Billy are. She's throwing darts to win him a prize.
Yeah.
He says he wants a tiger. She gets him a little glow because she hits one.
But they do it in his point of view.
Yeah.
They do the first one in his point. It's in his point of view. Because then later on, you get the mother's point of view of everything.
Yes. So they but again, it's kind of good. It's good that they do it that way because they really are. And it's not really heavy-handed. I noticed that about a lot of these things. Aquaman did too. They flash back to the younger stuff in a way where it's like they give you context, but it's not that long.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of shit to remember.
Yes, but I think one thing those movies did, I really like, is they didn't realize people don't want to see too much backstory. They just want to get to the movie.
Yeah.
Give me the plot thread and let's just keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know, so like, yeah, to that end, it was pretty good. They gave you the little plot device with the globe and the mom, and you know, we'll leave that for later, but they give you the little pieces. So
yeah.
So then he's at the family's house.
He's at the family's house. He meets all the family. They all have like little characteristics, and they're all kind of funny in their own ways. I like the little girl. I think the fact that they kept her the way she was throughout the whole movie, even when she became adult, she was still kind of that naive little girl. I thought it was cool.
It makes sense because they all have their little. They keep their. That's what the power, right? Your mind doesn't change. It's just your body changes. So that was cool. That makes sense. But what was that girl? Why she changed? Why she stay the same? You know, the older one.
Yeah.
Remember, like the.
It was a different. It was a different person.
Weird. It was. It was.
Yeah, it was a different person.
The same person.
No, it was a different person.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all with different people. Yeah, except for Zachary Levi. Yeah, they're all different people.
Yeah, but it was just like that one. That the I don't know if she was white or Hispanic. The older one.
It was the same. It was a different girl.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, I forgot the actress that plays her, but it's a different actress.
That's actually pretty funny because it's like, well, are you like 2 years older than me?
This movie itself is based more towards the new DCU, the new 52 Shazam than it is the original Shazam.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Something I noticed because they evolved more of the force the kids around him and things like that, and we got it like towards the ending and everything as well. Well, anyway, we go in. He meets the son, which he kind of like was telling.
That's who she is. So I'm just finding out she's Mary Marvel. I'm like, what? That's why she looked familiar.
Yeah.
She did okay. Okay.
Yeah. So so he meets the other kid that he's in Stranger Things, and no, he's in It, the movie. I forgot the name of the kid. But anyway, he meets him. He was like, "Oh, don't go there. It's a long way down. Look, that's what happened to me. He pushed me off." And then he landed up having a fucked up leg. I think he has palsy or some shit like that in his leg.
Okay.
But he worshipped superheroes. He was like a big fan of superheroes. He had like Batman. He had a bullet from Superman's chest, and he had like a batarang and things like that. So he was a big fanboy of superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next scene, they start school together. Right? He has dinner with them.
Yeah. This is true.
He kind of gave him like a.
He doesn't stay very long either.
No.
That's the funny thing. Like they have this really big moment in the character's life, but like it goes from 0 to 100 really quick.
Yeah.
Because those two kids end up. What do they stumble upon? Like how do they end up getting the powers? I forgot what it was.
So
did he like hide and Billy went in somewhere?
No. So he So they went to school, and after their school and stuff like that, the two bullies were picking on the dude with the crutch. When they were picking on him, Billy Batson defended him. Even though the family they all defended, but he defended him and stuff like that to leave him alone. And then that's when he kind of ran out, and he didn't go back home. Everyone else went home. He didn't go back home, and that's when he was on the train, and that's when he started seeing the symbols.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's when he first meets.
Oh yeah, because that's when he comes back. He's on the train.
Yeah. So that's when he first meets what's his name? Solomon.
Oh, well, his name is Shazam. In the
Shazam, yeah.
movie is
Shazam.
But yeah, technically, he's Solomon, right?
Yeah. So he meets him for the first time. He kind of asks him awkward questions. I understand him being like,
But when he meets Billy, he's in a rush.
yeah.
He's clearly in a rush because slightly before that, they established that the other guy, that the sins got out.
Yeah.
So they found the other guy. Like they found their chosen one, I guess it was, and he was like, "I need you to be taking." He was
oh
like,
shit, we forgot that whole scene. So in between the school scene, that's when they go back to his office, and then you see what the guy's been doing. He's been checking everyone that had seen like visions of the signs. And then when he finally found the person that found it, he actually went inside, and that's when he got the spells.
Gotcha.
And that's why he was in a rush to get Shazam chosen.
Yeah, because
So that's what
again,
happened.
they made that evident in the beginning that the guy was searching his entire life for that. So
Yeah. So
he found it.
So we caught up with that. And now, so pretty much he was just telling him hold his stick and say his name, which was kind of awkward.
Yes.
And then he yells
You think he
Shazam.
showers down there? I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't look like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then he yells Shazam, and then he becomes an adult man-child. And he wakes up in the train.
Yeah, they said he thinks about where he wants to be. He spoke the name, ended
Yeah.
up back on the train, but he was still big ass Shazam.
Yeah.
And he was running to the train station. I remember it was like some lady yelled at him, "Hi, sweetie." He was like, "Hey." It just kept going. He had the bag on his face.
Yeah.
Just this big giant man. Like, all right, that's hilarious.
I thought it was cool. I actually liked Zachary Levi as Shazam a lot. I thought he kind of acted kid within, and you actually believe that he was kind of a kid in heart and well. I also liked a lot of the big references they had in this movie.
The reason I liked him too was a lot of his facial expressions were super exaggerated.
Yeah.
In a lot of the scenes, like if you look at Shazam's face, it's always appropriate to the situation. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
So he contacts the kid to
What's
tell
his
him
name? Freddy. Freddy.
yeah, Freddy. Yeah, he contacts Freddy. He finds Freddy and stuff like that, telling him that he's Shazam and like, yeah, I stole your bullet and I stole your battering, things like that. And then he's showing him the powers and stuff like that, and they were like, "Oh shit, you're a superhero."
And I think the first thing they did was they took him to the park, and some chick was getting robbed,
Yeah,
and then she wasn't really in that much trouble because he heard the guy scream. the lady ended up macing him while he was it has a really funny scene while he's holding on to the criminal,
yeah,
and they basically describe the situation, and he's like, "Oh, very good. You should know that you don't need a superhero to take care of a woman." It's just like, so get woke, bro. It's just like, that was pretty funny.
yeah. That was actually
Oh, man. And then he threw him because again he didn't really know all his powers. The little kid came up and he was like, "Yeah, I'm his manager." And then he throws the guy, and the chick sees the guy go flying, and she just gives him all the money. He's like, "Well, I didn't want it." She's just like, "Consider it a donation." It's just like, all right. And he's like, "Dude, we made $73." And this is one of the parts I like about
Yeah,
movie and Shazam and Zachary Levi playing a kid. It's just his excitement when he says, "Oh man, we made $73."
yeah.
Just like in his face.
And
Like,
then
$73 to a kid is a lot of money.
and then what the first thing they do, they go buy beer.
They go back. I like to buy some of your your finest beer.
Yeah, finest adult beverages.
Oh, beverages.
That was a funny scene, and honestly, I could see any kid doing that when they first get like that kind of power and shit like that.
But again, like the parts of this movie was where you said it has heart. Is this whole scene is heart because when the two guys, the stereotypical stick up the gas station robbery, convenience store robbery. So they've already got the beer coming back, and the guys with ski masks on are there, and they're robbing the place. And he's like, well, he's a superhero. And then they just start shooting him, and they shoot him once, and he goes, and he's bulletproof. And he's like, that's it, that's proof. And the kid has a phone.
Yeah.
And so he's taking the video, and he's like, go ahead, shoot him. And they just start shooting him.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he, since Billy Batson realized, like, oh wait, I'm bulletproof. Like, he's happy, and he's not scared. He's just standing there getting shot, and then he goes, all right, we gotta test it for real. Shoot him in the face. And he goes, shoot him in the face. What? Shoot him in the face. But the thing I like about this movie, the effects are really good, especially with Shazam.
Yeah.
Is when they shoot him in the face. If you look at his face, you can just see the bullets like hitting him, and like it looks like somebody taking a finger and like mushing him.
Yeah.
And it's like it leaves little marks, and they just immediately go away. He goes, kind of tickles.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they nailed it. They nailed it. That's. And then he throws him out of the window.
Yeah.
But like that was one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie.
That was a fun scene. The others, then they go into a montage and scene like, oh, we should figure out what we should do and stuff like that. So they all.
Also, before you go too far, they sip the beer and immediately spit it out, just like children.
Yeah.
That's.
So then they go, they sneak back in the house. He don't know what he had to do to fucking to change the pot back. So they snuck in with him, so because they thought he ran away.
This is true. Yeah, that was the thing we didn't mention. The whole thing where they went crazy looking for him.
Yeah.
And that's when you find out he's run away 23 times before.
Yeah.
And again, that goes back to it makes sense when they give you the reason where his whole motivation is to find his mother. He's not content with any family until he finds his mom. So.
Yeah. And then you had the mom and the dude. I thought they were good parents, and I thought they were very friendly with everyone. I actually thought they were good characters, like to build upon, especially with the family. So then when they go upstairs and shit like that, they're like, "Oh, he's sick. He got this. He got that." They go to the bathroom.
He lost his voice.
Yeah. So they went to, and then when he was telling him how he got the power, he said Shazam, and he was able to turn back while he was turning a light bulb on and blew out.
Yeah, and he said to the little girl,
"Oh yeah,"
because then she learned of the thing, because he said, "Oh no, she's gonna scream."
Yeah.
So he super fast went over to hold her mouth, and he's like, "Oh, if it looks like you're gonna kidnap her, that's even worse." So he took his hands off, and they had to tell her the story. And then once he said it, he turned back, and then she knew, because she saw it happen in front of her eyes. The light bulb goes out. So the parents are freaking out because the mom's like, "What are you doing?" And then they're like, "You can't tell anybody," to the little girl. So then there's that whole bonding moment they have with if you want to be a good sister. Yeah, that's I see. Yo, man, I know why you like this movie.
Yeah.
Because he said good brother. That's why.
Yeah. Good brother. Oh man. But yeah, so then we go, the next day they go to school, they fuck with the bullies, and they flip his car around. And then they kind of cut school to test the powers out.
Yes.
And then I love this whole montage of scenes they did with this. Like I think everything was actually pretty cool because they were just testing everything. Like he burned him in the face. He fucking did a lot of shit.
They went to like an abandoned warehouse and just started like having fun with all the powers and stuff. Yeah. And he had like a little checklist.
Yep.
So yeah.
And they were YouTubing it and putting it on YouTube and everything. Which I didn't see that being smart, but
of course not, but they're kids.
Yeah, exactly. So from there we go on to I think back.
The guy, well, there's still the whole plot line of the guy.
Yeah.
He's got his thing. He took over he didn't even take over the company. He went back to some company. I think
he went to his father's company.
He was but that was the father too.
Yeah, the father.
Ended up being his father. My bad. I'm confusing the two.
Yeah, not Billy Madison, the other one.
It's the villain's father.
Yes.
He was played by somebody familiar. I forgot who.
He was Lex Luthor in Smallville.
It was the Smallville, yes, Lionel Luthor, yes.
He was Lex Luthor's father in Smallville.
Yes, Smallville. And so he was the head of the company. They were in a meeting, and this is where I'm telling you, the villain shows up on the scene, and he just starts murdering people.
Yeah.
He takes one dude like fuck out of here. And
His
just
brother,
throws
he
him out the
just
window.
launched out the fucking
Yes.
building.
Dead. Goodbye. Then he reveals the sins. They all come out, and they go to town. One of them bites a man's head off and throws him out the window.
Yes.
And then like you get the little scene of the guy who let the men creep in and like, what's going on? And the body flies at the thing. Then they go back to Billy and them.
Yep.
But that all concludes with like here's one thing I didn't like. Some of those sins didn't look like what they should be.
Yeah.
I don't think that greed, which was the forearmed one,
Yeah.
that he sicked on his pops, I don't think that should have been greed. I thought the big fat one should have been greed.
Yeah.
But the big fat one was something else.
It was
Maybe he was
sloth.
sloth. Probably sloth.
Yeah.
But like, greed usually is to be associated with like, I want a lot. I get the arm thing, gimme. I get it. Like, it's like he should have been fat. That's my 2 cents.
same thing with Envy when like towards the end, like I didn't like they all kind of didn't have their characteristics. Like looking at them, you wouldn't know they were like the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, they just look like demons.
Yeah. They had to tell you that they are. You would have known if they didn't tell you.
Like, who was the bad one? I don't know. That one just looked like the devil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what was he? Hatred? What was it? What's one of the sins? Was that hate?
It was anger.
Anger. Yeah. Was he anger? I don't fucking know.
It was anger, sloth, envy, vanity.
Lust is one of them. Greed is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one hot.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't look at the characters. They didn't look like the characters they are, but you kind of got what they're getting. But he murdered that whole office. He fucking threw his brother out the window. Then he sent, what was it, Envy to kill the father? Or was it Greed? Greed to kill the father.
Forearm one. Like, you just beat him up, but apparently he murdered himself. Again, movies PG-13 is earning all of it because people just die.
Yep.
Just straight up. And then he's essentially going on a tear.
Yeah.
And I kind of remember where they first meet because this is adding to the confrontation.
So I think he sees the news.
Got you.
Like,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Shazam.
They were in the open. Yeah, that's right.
And that's when he was just charging people's phones and fucking just.
Oh, and they tell him, that's the other thing. They tell him, the sins tell him, you have to kill the boy. And it's at the end of the whole meeting scene, you have to kill the chosen one before he reaches his full capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to lose. They didn't even put it in question. There's one who is stronger. If you don't beat him now, you're going to lose.
Yep.
That's what he said, so.
Exactly. And then we go more into, this is like one of the big saving scenes that that he accidentally did. Was I think they were arguing with each other, and then he accidentally shot the bus.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the bus was going down, and he went to save it and everything like that. And that's when he sees the guy, and then
Because he was what on the what was he on the? Because they were in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I think he was on the the Rocky Steps.
That was a little. Yeah. That was towards the end.
Because he was just standing there doing like magic. He was like shooting lightning bolts out.
Yeah.
He was saying something over and over again, and then he shot the ball, and that's when it led to the bus thing. So,
yeah. Because I think they were in the city. This was before they had an argument. Because during the argument, this was when they went back to school.
See, they let we didn't miss 2 months because the lead up to the argument was the bullies.
Yeah, and then he was supposed to come to the school.
And Billy's, he's rightfully so. He's like, you feel like you're using me for your revenge.
Yeah.
And literally, that's what the guy told him, not the other guy. The other one did.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want to be around for this shit. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do magic tricks and have fun.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did. And then he was on top of the rocket thing, like lightning with my hands, and had the guitar case out. And then he was. Then that's when he hit the bus, and then he saved the people and everything like that. But they had an argument like, but I saved them. But no, you caused it. You gotta do better with it and things like that. And that's when the guy shows up because he finds out that he sees the chosen one because he wears it on his fucking chest.
Yes.
And this is the first big fight between them two.
Yeah. And he beats him up, but I love how he just he goes, I'm basically invincible, and he gets punched in the stomach and goes flying. And he looks all beat up. And then as the old dude comes to punch him again, he hit him in the dick.
Yeah.
And he just goes, man, you saw that? I don't know, he wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
But like, when you look at his face, he was all beat up. He was bleeding out of his nose, and then when he got up, he was perfectly fine. I just love that.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
And then they got knocked into a toy thing, and they kind of had the little big reference of the big piano.
Gosh,
when he ran up on the piano on him, there was like a big reference, and they fought and stuff like that. And this was kind of Shazam's first loss too. He kind of got his ass kicked, and then he disappeared as Billy Batson and got away.
That's right.
And then
so then the villain is trying to find out the connections, and he notices the little boy, and that's when he gets Freddy. And Freddy's like, you're not gonna read, I don't know why he says that. You're not gonna read my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna read your mind, you're gonna tell me.
Yeah.
So, and he told him. So then there's the whole thing of he comes back home, and then the guy shows up, the evil guy. What is his name? I forgot the character's name. Silvano. Thaddeus Silvano.
Yeah.
So he's a doctor too, so it's Dr. Silvano.
Yeah. So then
the doctor shows up, and then that's when he holds the family hostage.
Yeah.
And then you get the lead up to the beginning of the first conflict, like the real big confrontation between Billy and the doctor.
Yeah.
And they have that cool ass superhero fight.
Yeah. And then they have the big fight and everything like that. And then he hides he sees that he's losing, and then he hides in the fair with the family. Like he was able to get them out, and then so they went into the Shazam lair, wherever the god was.
Yes.
They went in there,
telling him to go in there to give me back the powers.
Yeah. And then they
escape.
Yep. They found the way to get it. The little girl did something to help them get out.
Yeah, she just looked in a cave and like, this way.
Yeah.
That was just the most funny thing. I gotta call that out. Because how the hell she know where to go? She looked to the right, said this way, and then you hear Billy go, everybody follow so-and-so. I'm like,
yeah.
What? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We forgot little things like with the conversation with Shazam had with the older sister, and kind of was telling him, oh, you don't need family, things like that, and then she's showing that she truly like the family, things like that, and this leads into that because this when they all kind of find out that he is Shazam now. And
oh yeah, well,
like
you're right.
Yeah.
We did miss one thing. He found his mother before the big confrontation.
Yes.
That was the thing.
That was going through it.
That's where he came from.
Yeah, and then you see her point of view and why she abandoned the kid, and she was drugged out of her mind and things like that, and she was like 17 years old.
Yeah, they said she was 17 and her father disowned her.
Yeah.
So she couldn't deal with it, and she said she saw the cops when they found them, and she said, well, they can take better care of you than I can, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
And then you can see she was like, I guess that's like a nod to being like a Walmart greeter, I think it is.
Yeah.
The red vest. And so she had a red shirt on. I guess she was getting ready to go to her job, and she's living basically in the PJs.
Yeah.
And like, so Billy comes to see him, and she's like, that's not Dad, right? Because he hears a guy in the background.
Yeah.
And she says, oh, it's nobody. So, she's still, at this time, not in a good place, but really doesn't want him in her life.
Yeah.
So. And
then he was like, I just want to let you know I'm in a good place.
And then he gives her the little trinket and says, you might need this more than I will. So he ends that off with that, but then he hears the family, I forgot who he hears calling for him, but he's like, he can hear them, and then he just says Shazam and then just flies off to get them.
Yeah, and now we're back to where we're supposed to be at.
Yes,
and this was a big fight.
Basically the final act of the movie.
Yeah. So he hides in the fair.
Yeah, they go back to the origin, to the carnival.
Yeah, and then he hides as Billy Benson, running them like that, and then they get captured. When they get captured,
They didn't even. I'd just like to point out when the lady, I guess the oldest sister,
yeah,
and the little boy Freddy had hatched a plan
yeah,
to divide and conquer the old man because they found the weakness.
yeah,
They didn't even get far.
no,
She said divide and conquer. She said what she said, and the old dude, like the doctor, turned at him and sicked the sins on him. They didn't make it like 5 feet before like 2/3 of them were caught.
yeah,
It was hilarious, dude. It was like, well, if he was just really gonna kill everybody, it'd have been game over. Like 2/3 of them would have been dead.
yeah.
Just saying, that was a little. Why they alive? I
Yeah.
get it for movie purposes, but that's kind of like villain clause. I
Yeah.
can't kill anybody until I get what I want.
Yeah. And then he just threw his brother out the window, so that kind of like fucked
Yeah,
everything
like,
up for me. Like you had no remorse for your brother at all, and that's your
Well,
blood.
He did blame him. He did say it was their fault for the car accident.
Yeah, but that's your blood, and then 2 random kids, and you're like, oh, I can't.
Again.
So, my plan is gone.
You're right. They really had people ready to disown their family at the drop of a hat. It's
Yeah.
real weird.
So pretty much, I think they fucked with his eye. That's where they found out his weakness is his eye, because everything was in his eye. And,
They just kept saying it. The boy had said something before the plan. That's I forgot what he called it. He called it something really elaborate.
yeah,
It's probably something from a comic book, so
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. Can't think of
And
it.
then that's when they hatched the plan. And then as Billy was fighting the main villain, listen. At one point when they started flying and going away from the carnival, I was
Yeah.
like, please don't Man of Steel this.
Yeah,
They went to the city.
yeah,
We're flying around in the city. I'm like, please don't start destroying buildings. Don't do this, guys. And no, they didn't. But I guess that was a part of Billy's plan to distance him from the rest of the sins
yeah,
long enough to beat him up.
yeah.
And then he calls out. They have a little bit of a scuffle, and then he calls out Envy.
Yeah.
And that's when you see Envy like.
So I actually,
Oh.
I just want to talk about that scene, because that scene was fucking hilarious. Because this dude was like talking about his whole hashing plan and what he's gonna do to him, and then he was just far away, like, what?
Yeah, because I don't know why he thought he could hear him, but they were in the middle of a fight. They just started floating in midair,
Yeah.
and the villain does his
evil
your
plan.
your evil plan speech basically.
Yeah,
And he's like, he was too far to hear him.
yeah,
And it's just, that was, again, the humor in the movie is really good.
yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it was a really funny thing. And I just found that funny because, like, in all superhero movies, they have these sort of elaborate speeches in that scene, and it's like, yeah, he can hear you.
Super hearing, not one of his powers.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So then, that's when he was able to get Envy out. He got him out enough so he could go back, and that's when he did the whole family thing. He thought about the thing he said, like the family, the chairs that need to be filled.
Yes.
And that's when he spread his power to his family.
I just wanted to point out that he never had to touch the villain
Yeah.
because the plan worked in midair. So when the envy came out of the guy, he fell, like almost off the roof.
Yeah.
And Shazam saved him, but basically that was the end of him.
Yeah.
That guy was just an old man. So at that point, the plan was like halfway there. So
Yeah.
and then they proceed to now. Do you know, was that because I if you look through, I guess on for the characters in the movie,
Yeah.
they let you know that some of them are real characters.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, the older girl, she had the cape
Yeah.
that with the little sleeves, not the full body costume. And I was like, why does she look so familiar? And she's Mary Marvel.
Yeah.
And then the boy Freddy, he's also another character. He's Captain Marvel Jr.
Yes.
Which is different. So I don't know if all of them had a
In the New 52, they did.
okay.
They all didn't have names. I don't remember. I honestly cannot tell you the names of them, but they all did that thing within the New 52 stuff.
Okay, cool. So they all turn into basically Power Rangers.
Yeah, pretty much. They all have their different colors. Their personalities came up as well because the shy one was like, "Oh shit, I'm brolic as hell now."
The little
And,
Asian dude was like, I love when he said Hadouken.
Yeah,
He threw the lightning ball was like Hadouken. I'm like, all right.
I thought this scene was really fun. It was a really good. And I liked what Megan Good was the little girl, and the fact that she kept with the same character as the little girl who like worked for me in that whole scene as well.
Well, I mean, they all had to do that.
Yeah.
They don't grow up. They only grow up physically, not mentally.
So it was a really fun scene. Then you just got the Hadouken and all that shit as well.
So they basically Power Ranger the villains.
Yep.
And they beat them all.
Yep. And brought them back to where they came.
And broke the stick.
Yep.
So nobody else can beat Shazam. That's it.
But
they all have the powers.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But they didn't go back. They just know how to turn back.
Yeah, and they all went back to the lair because they all was able to see. That was their secret hideout now.
Yeah, they say, oh yeah, we have a lair.
Yeah. And then they go back home. They all kind of talk, and he put his hand in with the family, and he actually finally fits in with the family, which was a nice little thing to
Gotcha.
to really think about it, like this could have easily been like a Christmas style movie if you would have released this around Christmas time. I think we would have caught a lot of people watching.
Okay.
Because it was like Christmas time area.
And then wasn't there
Because you had the Santa
Superman
Claus.
cameo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
in the end, pretty much they all came in as the family and stuff like that. So basically they all sat with Freddy. Because he's always by himself, so they all came out, changed their class schedule to all be with him, and then Shazam came in, and like, oh, here's my buddy, and you see Superman. It was just a suit. It was not even. You didn't see the face or anything like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't Superman. It wasn't her.
And apparently, Henry Cavill was busy.
Yeah. So yeah, he came in the suit, and I thought that was actually pretty cool. And then you got
there's an end credit scene too.
Yes, and then that's him writing all the fucking signs on the wall and shit.
And there's a voice speaking to him. The doctor is in a cell.
Yeah.
And he just hears this voice, and
it's
it's
like
loud and clear.
Yeah, and it's a little
loud and clear.
insect.
It looks like a caterpillar.
Yeah.
With like a little
That's that
device.
I forgot, mind wipe or something like that. I forgot his name.
Okay. So that's a Shazam villain?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we go lead into maybe a part 2, and hopefully maybe we get introduction to Black Adam part 2.
At some point in the future.
Yep. Because we know The Rock is him. We just don't know when.
Yes. This is true.
Overall, that was the movie. So what you rate this in the DC
I give it a
movies?
4. I give it a 4.
I give it 4.5.
I would say it in terms of like which movie was my favorite, I kind of still like Wonder Woman more.
Yeah.
But this is up there.
Yeah.
I
I really
this,
liked it.
This Wonder Woman and Aquaman are like my favorites of the DC movies.
Okay. I like this a lot because it had a lot of heart and it was just a different movie compared to the other ones. Like this one didn't feel like close to, like you said, Aquaman maybe, but the rest of them this had a different feel to it, and I think it was different. I like the fact that it was a different kind of take on it. It was a family movie based for this movie. It wasn't just your typical superhero movie and things like that. And I actually like the characters all around the movie, so I give it a 4.5.
I will say they did a good job of making somebody who's not really known for being popular.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Shazam is, but he's not a popular hero.
No, he's not.
Because he's not really, he's not the poster child for any series except his own. No, but he's not advertised for anything that even stuff that he's in, like, you know how he was in Injustice, but he wasn't like on the front of the cover. No, he's never a front man.
Yeah, he's not one of the main main characters.
It's funny because even Aquaman could technically be a front man and people would be like, okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
But Shazam is one of the oldest DC characters, and still people just like, oh, Shazam, who that?
Yeah. But love this movie. Definitely go check it out. It's probably one of my favorite of the DC EU. I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4.5, and that's our end of our DCEU reviews, verdicts reviews. And we'll get Birds of Prey eventually when it gets down to free. And we'll catch it and we'll watch it and we'll review that down the road. But next week, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. That's
Get on up, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
So I guess we wrap this up.
I want the dinosaur. That's the only thing I really like from that movie. Dude. That's all.
I gotta
Walk
find
the
one and
dinosaur.
watch it.
Man, it's probably on YouTube for free.
Probably. It most likely might be.
That's
So
a big.
yes, Super Mario Brothers will be the first one we do of our video games verdict.
Live action only.
Live action only.
Well, now's the time, huh?
Yeah.
It's got nothing but time.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better Last Week podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere, RedCycloneInc. We are on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, WordPress. We are on YouTube and SoundCloud, where you can get this podcast as well. Also, the Wrestling Babble podcast. And also the Facebook group, RedCycloneInc.
Yeah.
Where you at, Mark?
You can follow me on all social medias of YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitch, Twitch TV, Twitter, SoundCloud, all Mark with the Mic. You can also follow me on the RedCycloneInc Facebook page, RedCycloneInc and the Wrestling Babble. Also, check out what's soon to be out will be the Morphin Cast and the Shell Shock episode 2. I'm very happy that we got to do those. Turtles 2, re-watching Turtles 2. I haven't watched that one in a long time. I watched the first one more than I watched the second one. So the first one I watched many times. The second one I watch when I am in the mood for it. And I think me and Tenacious T had a really good conversation about that one. So definitely check it out when we do release it sometime later this week.
Yep. Make sure you stay tuned to the RedCycloneInc and Mark with the Mic, the channels and social media, so you can see those when they go up.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Stay safe. Wash your goddamn hands.
And stay home.
Stay your ass home if you ain't got to get out there. If you essential business, I feel bad for you, but I know you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, y'all.
Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies. Well, you can't really follow him now. You could FaceTime him.
Stay
if you
6
like.
feet. Stay 6 feet.
Stay 6 feet, and then just throw
Wash
stuff
your
at
damn
him.
hand. Wash your damn hand.
Yeah. Peace
If
out.
you try to bite that sandwich, take it from him.
Yes.
Tell him to put some damn hand sanitizer on his hand.
Exactly.
Damn shame.
Peace out, laters, and see you next week.